That's some good water.
It's the sound of various beverages being opened.
Well, are you doing drugs right now?
Popping up. Yes.
Jeez,
bad
dude.
shape.
This is how.
Oh, man.
We just started the episode. Oh, gosh. I need help.
We should just start each episode like that.
I'm not feeling well today, guys.
If you guys know any like therapist out there or a doctor who we can call,
Look, I'm not feeling very good, and this movie, honestly, didn't do anything to help. Today we saw Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8.
And
you know what was funny?
What was funny, D?
She had a list that had 14 items on it.
And I never understood what her list was.
Ocean's 14.
Oh, that's what that was? Were their names? What was the list?
I actually don't know what the names were for, but I noticed it was 14.
Oh.
Except Danny Ocean's dead now.
Yeah. Well, dead.
He's probably not dead.
Probably not dead.
It's like they chose to keep him dead and not show him just in case they never ever make another Ocean's movie again, but they left just enough to where if it does well and they do another one, they can bring him
How
in.
much they have to pay George Clooney to use a photo of him in this movie, you think?
A few million.
Yeah.
I know, right?
A few million.
Jeez.
All right, where to begin?
Yeah, so what's the deal with this movie?
So Ocean's...
This... Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
This
So anyway...
We're killing our audience.
Yeah, we're
here.
destroying it.
I'm going to talk now. I find that films like this are more about the ensemble than they are about the story. And so many little moments were about, look at this fun character actor that you're familiar with from other movies, do something interesting, all at the expense of the story.
Yeah.
There was no story here. She came out of jail. She had a plan for a heist. They did the heist. They succeeded. Movie over.
Right.
There was almost no conflict
Yeah.
in this whole movie.
Yeah.
And even at the end, the movie to me was not interesting at all until James Carden's character, what's his name?
James Cornfield.
The guy with the Late Late Show.
I don't
British
even know
guy.
who this
Gordon.
guy is.
The British guy who was investigating on behalf of the insurance company.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. The guy who looks like the guy from Stranger Things 2. that guy. That's right. Yes. It's Late Show. Okay. I was wondering when people went, I
Yeah,
was like, who is he?
He's quite big right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know that guy.
But anyway, he was like the only entertaining piece of this whole movie.
He
And
was.
If I had an opportunity to watch a movie where he plays a sleuth,
Yeah.
like solving a crime, I would watch that.
Yeah, that was a lot more interesting than the rest of the film.
Yeah.
But that was the only hint of conflict, was that, they might get caught. But guess what? As soon as he's offered a bribe, he just goes, yeah, cool.
Right.
Let's do it. Oh, we're going to do a bribe? Yeah, I'll take a bribe. The end,
Yeah.
And then the big twist at the end was, we didn't just steal that diamond necklace, we also stole more diamonds.
Which I totally saw it coming. If you know Ocean's movies by now, I mean, so the original trilogy always had that formula where they set up the plan, they do the plan, there's hitches, and they can't get it, but they actually do it, and actually they did more than that.
Yeah.
And that's what this one was too. However, with one major caveat, and that's they had 0 hitches.
Yeah. Every hitch that happened was solved instantly.
It seemed like this whole thing was so easy for them.
Right. Which is cool if you're gonna do it into like a show or something that has an overall arc that has conflict somewhere else. But that was the story.
Yeah, just as a movie, it's like it just all fell flat. It's all like there's all these elements here that are kind of cool. Like the cast, it's a really good cast.
It's a great cast.
Great actresses, and it's a cool franchise. Like I really love the Ocean's movies, and I love heist movies also. Heists just in general are really kind of like I almost unconditionally enjoy heist films.
Right.
but it just it didn't feel engaging at any point. It was never it was all too easy. Yeah, everyone had it just so easy, and it all just, she's like, I have the plan, this is how it's gonna work, and now we've done it.
And then we do
okay, and now we got this weird twist where Anne Hathaway is like
That
catching
made no
on.
sense
That was
at
weird.
all.
For no reason.
Yeah, she just walks in and they're like, yeah, we invited her into our group because she's going to catch on to us. And she's like, yes, I would have caught on to you.
Yeah, like I thought she was part of there from the beginning, but
Yeah.
then they explained it, and I'm like, oh,
No, that's stupid.
But
That's
they
just
didn't
weird.
show it. You know, that's the
Yeah.
thing, is that they didn't show us those clues that she was catching on.
Right.
Which would have been a great way
would have been better.
to add some conflict.
Yeah.
Right.
If we were all on pins and needles that this woman is going to, reveal their heist, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Instead, she just walks into their house and is like, I'm a bad guy now.
Yeah, and there's like a flashback shot of her noticing a phone taking photos of the necklace.
right. Which flashback shots, in Ocean's movies at least, are supposed to show things that then create some sort of understanding.
Yeah, it's like hinted at and
Yeah.
like stuff that you do understand, not a revelation necessarily.
Not revelation.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense that way. No, your revelation should stay in the present. Why?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I was telling Kenny this earlier, that if Anne Hathaway's character in the film is this famous person who's like seems to be
Huge movie star.
the hot actress at the moment,
Right.
or whatever.
And she's willing to embrace a life of crime for $16 million.
Yeah, for $16 million,
Which is like a few movies.
Yeah, which
she's
is like,
probably
yeah.
been paid that already for all kinds of things.
So
it
it-
just seemed so unbelievable to
yeah,
me.
completely absurd.
That's funny. I didn't even think about that.
And then she's off making a film with the money she got, but she probably spent all of her money that she got
To
from
make
that
one
to
like
make
low
the film.
budget $35 million movie.
Yeah.
That whole sequence at the end when they're showing what everyone is doing with their cash was just silly to me.
Oh, I like that. I mean, it was dumb, but I liked it.
That 8-ball used her 9-ball used her $35 million to open a pool hall.
Pool hall.
in
Yeah.
her name.
Well, you know what's funny also is that that's the name that she provides for like fake.
Yeah.
It's a fake name, and then she's
makes it
using it as a public icon.
A huge publicity thing.
That's
Like,
so
wait,
weird.
wasn't there like that hacker that we've been looking for?
By the way,
9-ball?
his name is James Corden.
Corden.
Gordon.
Okay. I think it was Gordon. It's close.
James Gordon.
James Gordon. Almost.
Rihanna was actually pretty great.
Yeah, she wasn't bad.
I really liked her acting. I didn't know she could act. I've never seen her in another movie.
Yeah,
so.
she was
Wait,
in
was she
Battle.
the hacker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah.
She's in Valerian.
Oh,
is she?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And Battleship.
I know she's in Battleship, yeah. Which I have not seen, thank God.
Most of the individuals all did fine.
Mhm.
It's just none of them had character development.
Yeah, even actually, what's her name? Who was the main girl? Debbie.
Yeah.
She had the least character development.
What's her name?
Sandra
Debbie
Bullock.
Ocean, Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I don't like her acting much, but in this movie, I thought she did really, really, really good performance, and just the story arc wasn't there for me
No.
to.
I didn't feel she did a good performance at
Really?
all. Yeah.
Oh, I liked it.
I felt it was really like blah.
I thought it was really strange the
Like
way
she-
she was acting.
She just seemed kind of like bothered about things,
Yeah,
and
I don't know. I kind of dug it.
I didn't feel like she had the swagger of Danny Ocean.
She
Yeah.
definitely doesn't
You
have
know?
the swagger. No.
It felt
And-
like they were trying to take her character. They made her character Danny Ocean, which makes
Yeah.
sense. But they were like expecting the audience to inject all
Just
of
buy into
the
it.
past.
Into
That's
it.
what I mean.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
walked around with this kind of swagger, as if we were supposed to already understand why she
Right.
has that swagger, and
So-
we don't because they never gave it to us.
Yeah, her and her female Brad Pitt.
Yeah, yeah.
Both of them had that swagger that you're saying, that they already know they're cool.
And female Brad Pitt is literally the female Brad Pitt in
In this movie?
Yeah.
She even named the lion part. That
There's-
was like right on.
One scene where it's the exact same thing, where female Brad Pitt realizes that Debbie is has an ulterior
Right.
motive,
Yeah.
which is the exact same scene in Ocean's 11, and they're like, if you do this for personal reasons, I'm out.
Yeah.
Exact
It's
same
a
thing.
way better scene in Ocean's 11.
Yeah,
also.
it is. Yeah.
Ocean's 11 has not only a good arc, not only conflict, but it has a certain style that Soderbergh likes to do.
Yeah.
And he does this in Logan Lucky also, where it's just kind of, it's almost ultra stylistic the way he directs. Because things to play out almost like a cartoon.
Yeah, this did miss that feel, that
Yeah.
Ocean's movie feel of having like a highly stylized editing.
Right.
Especially.
Yeah.
Right. So they had the shots were kind of fun, but the actually most of the shots were really bland, but some shots were fun, and the score was amazing. But
Score or soundtrack? I think you mean the collection of songs.
the collection of songs.
Yeah.
So the music surrounding everything was pretty cool, and it matched kind of the other Ocean movies, but they didn't stylistically tie it into other things like the directing and the camera work and all that.
To me, this felt less like a sequel to a part of that series.
Yeah.
And more like they decided to do a Broadway adaptation of Ocean's 11 where women played all the lead characters.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I would have liked that better, honestly. Had they just done Ocean's 11 again, but with females.
Yeah.
Like
the same, do a genuine remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it just felt weird.
Yeah.
It was like Star Wars Episode 7. That's
Yeah.
You
like-
just
I was
can't
gonna say that,
have an
yeah.
interesting story without things going wrong.
That's
You
it,
have
yeah.
to have some things go wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not interesting.
It's not.
Yeah. Yeah. It really did feel like they were.
My pulse did not raise once in this film.
Yeah.
There were a couple times when I'm like, oh, something's gonna happen, and then no.
Nothing.
It was like the part where probably the most conflict that we had was when her glasses camera thing wasn't working,
Yeah.
That was the most intense scene
Yeah.
of this whole movie.
and then they said,
And
"Oh,
that's
let's check it
pathetic.
out in the light," and then they go.
Yeah. It was just, again, solved instantly.
Right.
It's like, what the heck? It really did feel like this movie was trying to emulate Ocean's 11, and
Do you
like
think-
you said with Episode 7,
Right.
where it's emulating something that they have no relation, like they have no.
They don't know why it worked. They just
They just
do all
kind
the same
of
things.
do all the similar stuff, but it's just not the same, you know.
Yeah.
She said she could do this heist on $20,000. Do you think you can actually get a diamond printer?
For $20,000.
$20,000.
Yeah, cubic zirconia
A
printer.
cubic zirconia printer.
Makes no sense. I did
Is
like
that,
it. I
is that
liked it,
even
though.
a thing?
I don't think you can use cubic zirconia as a printing
As a medium
mechanism.
for printing?
Right.
And could you do it for under $20K?
Definitely not.
No way.
No, you
No
can't
way.
even get a good camera for under 20K. But yeah.
There was a cool sequence at the beginning of this movie. Right after she gets out of jail, you have this collection of scenes where we're seeing her stock up on makeup and clothing by doing all her little tricks, right?
Yeah.
And I liked that sequence. I thought it was cool. But they used that in lieu of her character development. I think they wrote those parts and thought, this is our character development part of the script. But that isn't character development. If that is, then all we're left to gather is that she's a kleptomaniac.
Right.
Right? Which the writer clearly wants us to go much deeper than that.
Yeah.
But that's all they gave us.
Well, so something I didn't actually understand about the story was that her ex-boyfriend guy
Framed her.
just framed her, and that was it. Like there was no reason for it.
If there is, they didn't tell us.
That was so weird.
I know, it was like, we had a good thing going. We did this heist together. We did this heist together. We did this heist together. And then he framed me and sent me to jail.
So maybe it's just a payoff, I guess.
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
See, that actually makes me think about Ocean's 11 a little bit, where this is an interesting thought of Ocean's 11 does this thing with its characters where they don't directly explain the history of the characters' relationships with each other to the audience, but they still have the characters talk to each other with the history they know they have,
Right.
knowing that the audience isn't going to know what they're talking about. And it does this in a way that's really cool, and it makes it like super rich, and it makes you really feel like these characters have a past and they know each other, and they're like really in tune with each other, even though you don't know what they're referring to.
Yeah.
Ocean's 8 does this same thing, almost more. It does it almost constantly with all the characters, I feel like, but it just doesn't work. And so it's like, why does it work for Ocean's 11 and not work for 8?
I think their dialogue is stilted in that way because they don't ever talk about history. They talk about current, what they're doing now. Like this is our street person who does street stuff. See,
Yeah.
This is our diamond person. See,
Yeah.
it's all right there. They never acknowledge the past.
Yeah, the second most interesting character outside of again James Corden's, I think, was the team member who was also a mom. Like that was the only one that we got to look into their real life. You know.
Well, I did like Mindy Kaling's character also.
Yeah, you got still not enough though. You got a little.
Yeah,
bit.
just a tiny bit. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, and then Rihanna's was out of nowhere. 9-ball. She's just a hacker.
Found a hacker
with zero baggage.
Found this hacker on Craigslist.
Right.
We're gonna trust her to help us do this.
She's the best
$100 million scam.
Yeah.
She's the best one on the East Coast. Trust her, unequivocally. Trust her.
And the Fast Hands Matt Damon character was literally just a street performer.
Yeah, I liked her character.
Yeah, I liked her character too, but again, it's like literally out of nowhere, with zero explanation whatsoever.
Where in Ocean's 11, Matt Damon had a fear of going into real criminal activity.
Yeah.
When basically he's just a hot hand kind of person.
Yeah.
When this girl has zero baggage, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
And she goes into it totally clean. Yeah, everyone totally agrees with anything. The mom, like you said, first said no, and then heard the total and said yes.
Yeah. In a matter of 30 seconds.
Why did she whisper the amount
when we were going to know anyway?
In a garage?
Yeah, I don't.
Like, why do you do that to a person? You're like, well, I haven't told you the amount yet. I whisper it to you.
Let me whisper it so that the audience doesn't hear.
It was so, it was such an acknowledgement of the audience's presence in the scene.
That was for the trailer.
It was for the trailer. Dude, so many of the shots in here felt like they were only trailer shots when...
Well, my first reaction after this was over was the trailer was better.
Yeah, the trailer was really good.
The trailer is better.
Geez, that's
it's better
terrible.
than this movie. It's a good trailer.
It's like they set out to make a film that would make an awesome trailer.
You know what sucks? That's really it. Because Rihanna's... So like the part in there where she says, what's your name, 9-ball? What's your real name, 8-ball? And then in the trailer, that was hilarious because you're assuming there's context beyond that. When no, there's not.
Yeah, that was just exactly what it was.
That was her character development.
Yeah, yeah. Or when the mom says, "Mommy's going on a special trip," and then the scene ends.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like she pushes the bag into the camera and it transitions. And I thought there were just going to be more to that, and I was actually really taken aback when
the husband's going to come out or something.
Yeah.
Other than revealing that the team succeeds. The trailer really shows us everything that happened in this movie.
Yeah. Everything but the fact that they win.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was kind of a given anyway.
Or that they have cameos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a couple Ocean's trilogy cameos, which was kind of neat.
It was neat.
Cause I really like the Ocean's films.
I do too. I actually, watching the film, I had a lot of fun because I liked the things they were doing. But I never once was taken aback by saying, "Oh, I'm glad I came in here."
Yeah.
No. The reveal at the end of Ocean's 11 when you realize that the SWAT team is Danny's team,
right?
Yeah,
blew my mind.
Yeah,
the first time.
Yeah,
it just got me so good, you know. And then they also did all this high stakes stuff. Like, I'm surprised this heist didn't go bigger.
Yeah. In
the very first Ocean's movie, we have Don Cheadle's character blacking out all of Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
They steal an EMP from MIT.
Right.
Yeah, that was a pretty big moment. They stole it from Caltech.
Oh yeah, Caltech. Yeah.
That was huge. That was so cool. And nothing quite got to that scale in this one.
Yeah, no. in this one it
was just hacking security cameras like you get in every movie.
Yeah, they hack some stuff and then they quick hand a necklace off. That's it. That's the heist.
Yeah, I thought she dropped the necklace or something. Yeah, they really, really missed the mark on conflict in here.
Yeah.
You gotta have conflict in your movie.
You do.
Or it's just not a movie. This wasn't really a story.
No.
It was just people doing what they do.
Yeah, just not even, it wasn't even an elaborate set piece. It was just a meh set piece.
Yeah, it was a gala, which I think they actually did in Ocean's 12, right? Did they also do a gala in there?
In Ocean's 12 is very different. It's not even like a heist. They like have a heist off.
They have a heist off, right?
Yeah,
That's right. So they do rub several things.
Yeah, it was like an art gallery.
They're
like
trying to get
this egg
all
thing.
the money back to repay the dude.
Yeah, and they're trying to pay a debt,
which is great.
That's so great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an actual continuation. It's like, oh, you don't get off scot free.
Right.
Now you have to repay your debt.
And I love that they've all kind of blown it.
Yeah.
Like they've all messed up their money.
Yeah.
No one has money left.
Brad Pitt's answer I thought was my favorite in that movie. Where they're like, "Where'd your money go?" He goes, "Hotels, man."
It's like hotel business.
Yeah.
Man.
And then he's like, "All of it?" He goes, "Hotels, man." Just like, that's great.
That is great. Yeah, so this movie reminded me a lot of Tomb Raider, actually.
Yeah.
Where it was all these elements that are good on their own, but it just wasn't happening. It wasn't elevating to something that was engaging at all.
Yeah.
When you had these like scary security people there who very easily who could have been picking up the clues and being close to catching someone, right?
Right.
They didn't use them. When the one security guard almost walked into the jewelry maker hiding in the bathroom, that's a moment where we should be like biting our nails, going like, "Oh, don't open the door, right?" I was actually going like, I hope he opens the door,
so that something
because
happens.
We need something to happen here.
Right.
Like that'd be the perfect thing if someone gets caught.
Right.
Right? They get away with the diamonds, but one of their team is left behind.
Yeah.
This seems like entry level stuff.
Right. That's something anyone would do.
It's like when all these big stars signed up for this movie. They're like, yeah, on one condition. My character is not the one that messes things up.
Seriously though.
It's like they didn't want to show their characters like being anything less than awesome.
You know what's funny though, and that makes them all that much weaker.
Yeah.
I've said this before about how Marvel TV shows, about how Marvel seems to be so in love with their heroes that they don't want to give them any weaknesses. And it's like weaknesses are what makes them human, right? And so like when you have like Danny...
what makes you care?
Yeah, Danny Ocean in Ocean's 11, 12, and 13, actually, all of them, he's a flawed character, and you like him all the more because of it, right?
Yeah.
It's like you really root for this guy even though he's doing things for the wrong reason. And when you see all these people who are really good at their jobs, sure, they're badass, but you don't connect with any of them,
Yeah, I really...
That's why we like the freaking... detective more than the cast.
Yeah.
I just had a thought, and I hope this isn't the truth, but I get the feeling that they tiptoed around these characters and played it safe and made them near flawless because they were going for the women angle.
Yeah.
This is an all-women cast.
Got to show women being awesome.
Being awesome. Just being
I really
totally
hope
awesome.
that wasn't
Yeah,
what
I hope
it was,
that's not true.
But it may have even been done like subconsciously.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
it's just not interesting if they're not screwing things up.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just basic storytelling.
Yeah, that could be a factor into it, because like when you do make a movie like this, it is deliberately made to be the all-female version.
So I was trying to get past the gimmick. Just the gimmick of this whole gender thing was...
That's part of what I was really enjoying about the trailer was it wasn't so all in your face.
Females.
Like, whoa, we're girls. And even the movie was good with that, where
Yeah.
it wasn't just shoving it down your arm. Isn't it cool that we're girls, and this was all men last time, now it's all girls. But it could have been, I could see it being somewhat influencing how they write their characters, and just being like just so in love with how cool they are.
Right.
'Cause it's like Nine Ball like hacks into something and she's like, oh, it was easy, and then the character's
Seriously, it was easy.
Yeah. The character's like
nothing stopped her.
The character says, "What, man? I would love to see what's hard for you." And then I was thinking, I was like, okay, maybe she'll get a challenge later on.
Nothing's
but
hard
no,
for
that
her.
was just a one-off line.
She had a magic box that that entered the password on a computer at a security company.
No wonder
Yeah.
she smokes so much weed.
I know.
She doesn't have to pay attention.
Such fat blunts in here. That was so funny.
Yeah, that was a big blunt.
Oh yeah.
I whispered to Amy, so my wife was with us, and I was like, that's a fat blunt. She's like, Brianna loves weed.
Brianna loves weed. Everyone knows that.
One of the also parts was weird. It's just a one-off scene, but it's like female Brad Pitt, because that's what we're gonna call her.
Her name was Lou.
Lou. That's
I
right.
never knew
Played by
that.
Kate Blanchett.
It said, I think, one time.
She didn't
Oh,
have a
really?
last name either.
Just
Like
Lou.
she has like an alias. She goes by Lou. Played
So-
by Kate.
So Lou is in the halal truck with what's her name, with Rihanna, with Nine Ball, and then she goes to the front door, and then one of the people knocks on the window and says, "Hey, food," and she's like, "We're closed," and they go, "No, come on, it's right there," and then she says, "Okay."
And it was like a setup for a gag that they never finished.
never
Yeah, it
finished.
was
They
literally
cut away and it never
pointless.
came back. Like I thought we were going to come back and like Sandra Bullock's character is going to be like, Lou, where are you? And she's just like handing out falafel
Right, to, like, a bunch of people.
everybody. All right, who ordered plain?
Right.
Oh, okay, here you go.
Why did that happen?
It was
It's
dumb.
pointless.
It was totally pointless.
Oh, jeez.
There's a lot of pointless in this movie.
See, it's funny is
This movie was pointless.
as I walked out of the theater, I didn't think it was great, but I was like, you know what? I think I like that. But the more that I've sat on it and that we've discussed it here, it's just like, nah,
Same here.
this wasn't very good.
Yeah, no, it was. I think I was definitely caught up in the jazz of it all.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, oh yeah, this is cool because they're doing this,
the
doing that.
music and
And then I'm just like, the whole time I wasn't like, when I watched Ocean's 11 for the first time, and I know we keep making, I just want to acknowledge this, we keep connecting this back to Ocean's 11 because it's an Ocean's movie.
Right.
And it's directly connected, and even in the dialogue, they talk about the other movies several times.
Yeah.
So I just want to make that clear. While I was watching Ocean's 11 for the first time, I remember being just extremely engaged.
Riveted.
Yeah.
And even in 12 and 13, and both of which I don't think are as good as the original, but still
True.
awesome. Not the original, the remake.
Right.
The original's dumb.
Yeah. The original.
I like the original.
Anyway, but Ocean's 8,
Has the Rat Pack in.
Yeah.
the Ocean's 8, I enjoyed what I saw. I was never riveted. I was never taken. I was never engaged. I was just like, oh yeah, that's neat. When you can point to the screen and turn to someone and say, "Isn't that cool?" That's bad.
Doesn't make a good
Yeah.
movie.
No.
That's a bad
Yeah.
sign.
And it doesn't matter how many of those you stitch together.
Right.
And I felt like that's what this was. Just many, many, many of those stitched together.
Yeah.
The director,
Gary Ross.
Gary Ross, he's a accomplished writer.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Well, he didn't write, but he directed Hunger Games.
He wrote Hunger Games.
Did he?
Yeah. He wrote the script for the first
Wow.
Hunger Games. He wrote Pleasantville,
Yeah,
which is
I saw that, yeah.
fantastic. He wrote Big with
Wow.
Tom Hanks.
Right.
He wrote Seabiscuit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's an accomplished writer who understands these things.
Why
Yeah.
Why did
What
he
the
drop?
hell happened to
Yeah.
him?
I don't know.
There was another writer on this. It was Gary and some other person.
Oh, let's blame her.
Yeah, let's do that.
That was
Look her
Olivia Milch.
Yeah, what has she done? Let's look
What
it
the hell,
up.
Gary? What the hell, Gary?
I don't know.
She
Work
wrote
alone.
a movie called Dude, a movie called Queen and Country, and a movie called Barbie.
Olivia's fault. It's Olivia's fault.
Yeah, it's Olivia.
So I'm sorry, Olivia, but you blew it. No.
Women.
Women, right?
Women should not be in movies. Men should play women in femface.
Yeah.
Face.
Femface. Femface is a new thing.
Wearing
It's
makeup.
actually a very old thing. That's what original, Shakespeare and Greek theater.
That's
Men play
Yeah,
all the.
gay.
Yeah, they did.
No, man, that's the good old days. The good old days.
That's the
when
good old
women
days.
weren't allowed on a stage. Men always played the best women.
Dude,
That's
so
like a man playing a woman.
So I feel like this. I feel like this whole thing about how we're trying to be safe around our characters. I feel like went almost too far with Anne Hathaway's character, where she's like this complete ditz. which was hilarious.
I couldn't decide if she was really smart or really stupid.
Right.
Like, it just kept kind of...
And well, it did keep going.
I liked
one way or the
her.
other.
I liked her.
I did too.
Yeah.
I actually don't like Anne Hathaway in a whole lot of films. This one, I thought she was really great. I like her as this just really ditzy, doesn't really understand what's going on character. And then at the end, we find out, oh no, she's actually smart. I'm just like,
I like, for the record, I like Anne Hathaway in everything she's in.
I liked her in Princess, whatever it's called.
Princess Diaries is awesome.
But what else has she been in?
FYI. What?
What else has she been in?
What else has she been? She's been in quite a few things.
She's an up-and-coming
Because I don't
actress.
remember. She's up and coming.
She's in Brokeback Mountain.
I didn't see Brokeback.
She's in
It's too gay.
She's in Les Miserables.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. No.
She shaves her head.
I take it back. I like Anne Hathaway.
Thank you.
She's in.
I really liked Les Miserables. There's so many people
that
like hated on the cinematography like crazy. I thought it was beautiful.
I love that opening shot of the
Speaking of women who were in Les Mis and this movie, Helena Bonham Carter was so misused in this film.
Yeah.
Or underutilized.
Underutilized
is what
would be
I'd
the word.
say.
Yeah.
Because she is way too talented for a role that uninteresting.
Yeah.
Like, really, I would love to see her as like a Debbie Ocean.
Yeah.
Really, would have been very cool.
That would be interesting.
Where
she's just crazy. She's good at playing crazy people.
Where she's Bellatrix Lestrange.
That's a good character.
She's so good, and her role was just, it's not her fault. It's just the role was just kind of boring.
I hoped that she was like a Matt Damon character where she was in over her head kind of thing. And when she was talking with Anne Hathaway's character at the table, and she kept looking over at the window, and they were like, Debbie and Lou were like blowing bubble guns and stuff.
That
like,
almost got ridiculous.
Yeah, I was wondering, okay, are they drawing her attention so that she looks disinterested
yes,
with the woman?
That's what they were trying to do.
Is that what they were trying to do?
Yeah.
But then they never came back to it because Anne Hathaway just looked insulted. She didn't look like she was trying.
It didn't necessarily work the way they were saying.
Yeah.
But I guess it did because she
hired her. But she was going to hire her in the first place. It seemed like anyway.
I don't know.
So it just ended up being pointless, like most other aspects of this movie.
And according to the twist at the end, she knew she was being scammed the whole time and was fine with it. She's like, whatever.
That's an extra little bit of pocket change for me. 16 mil. I might be getting that much on my next film.
Worth being a criminal.
You know what? I could take that cash and go make that indie film on green screen that I've always wanted to do.
Was she directing herself?
It looked like it, but it was someone else, I think.
Well, I'm sure it was someone else, but I mean, like, was
someone
it supposed
like
to be her?
her?
Was it supposed to be an Anne Hathaway person?
An Anne Hathaway-like character, you mean?
Like how in in Ocean's 12, what was it?
Oh, yeah, Julia Roberts. With Julia Roberts.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe that was another abandoned, pointless idea they had.
This movie's a lot like what's that DC movie? Suicide
League.
Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, where they have a lot of ideas and they just don't
Abandon
do any
them.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
At least...
Are you that angry?
I'm triggered.
Are you still framed up?
I'm good. At least Suicide Squad had conflict. It didn't have a good story, and it didn't have good characters, and most of it was very stupid. But you had characters who had conflicts on their way to whatever the hell they were trying to accomplish. That's just bare minimum, guys.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted this movie to be good too. Like, I was going into it, like, giving it the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, you know what? I'm trying to go into this open-minded because I like the trailer a lot. I like the franchise a lot. I'm just going to try and I want this movie to be good.
And I like virtually every actor who's in this movie.
The cast is great.
Yeah, and I really like, I like the gimmick of having all-female characters. I thought that was neat.
I don't like that it's a gimmick and not just a storytelling medium.
Out of gimmicks like the Ghostbusters one, for example, like out of that kind of gimmick, I felt like this one did it well.
Yes,
No,
but
it
it shouldn't have happened.
It was
No.
not. You were never conscious of the fact that a gimmick was going on.
Right, that's what I mean.
In the movie.
Right.
But I dislike that it
Plays as a gimmick.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
It
like
plays as a gimmick.
it's a
Like
marketing
Annihilation wasn't
Right.
that way.
Yeah.
So like if
Yeah.
you when people first started reporting the new trailer for this movie, the story wasn't
A new Oceans film.
it wasn't Sandra Bullock to headline fourth Oceans movie.
Right.
It was the all-female Oceans movie.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah, if we can just get away from this whole
it's just distracting.
Gimmick
You know,
thing.
let's
Yeah.
let all people be people.
Yeah.
Can we do stories again? That'd be cool. I would like a real story.
There was no story here. No freaking story. And it was no one's fault who was in the movie.
No, it was the writer's fault.
Everyone
was,
did.
yeah. No, the
Everyone
writing
did
was-
their jobs perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the dialogue was actually I thought was great, but
The writer,
the
both those writers messed it up. Gary and Olivia.
the story structure is just not great. Olivia, you're just gonna blame Olivia.
Gary and Olivia, I blame them
Oh.
both.
Gary.
I'm not
I wonder
sexist.
if they got.
Come on, Gary.
If
You're
they,
sexist.
I'm not sexist.
I wonder if they got executived.
How so?
Well, I'm just wondering what if they did write in all these flaws and conflicts that flew in the face of these, fearless and flawless women characters, and the studio is just like, hey, we're post Me Too now.
Yeah.
Every woman in this movie needs to be like Captain America or something.
Yeah.
Who had conflict?
Everyone was
I don't
Brad
know.
Pitt. That's what it was. They're all Brad Pitt.
I don't know.
I mean, in the Ocean's movies, people do things really well and they look cool while doing it,
Yeah.
right? So like, they are all that good. They can walk up and pull a diamond necklace off your neck without you noticing, and that's cool. The trick is, how do you have someone who's super slick, and yet also the stakes are there that they're gonna mess up?
Right. And you just
Never
look to
felt stakes here.
You just look to the original Oceans movie.
Yeah, they should have watched the original before they went on to make this.
Dumb.
Eh,
So, are we at the pizza rating?
I think so.
I'm ready.
Oh, Taylor actually has a soda rating.
I guess I have more of a soda rating that
Yeah, 'cause-
came to mind.
Yeah.
Which is, this is a flat soda. that's all there is to it. It's a flat soda. You go to the soda, you're expecting like a carbonated soda.
Just no
It's
bubbles.
not. There's no bubbles. It still tastes like a soda, but it's just flat, and you're like, ugh. But you drink it anyway.
This is like the new pizza on the menu, and you're just like, oh yeah, I've heard about this one, and you go to try it because it has all these new ingredients on it, and you eat it and you're like, there's something wrong here. And you're like, and you relook at the ingredients and you're just like, oh no, they don't have sauce on it. That's kind of weird. And then they undercook it,
Ugh.
and like you're like, I'm not really sure if I'm enjoying this. I think in order to make a pizza, you kind of have to, cook everything and have sauce.
It's like undercooked, just like undercooked crust with cheese and like pepperoni and no sauce.
No sauce.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I heard about this. This is new. Everyone talks about it, and you ate it, and you're just like, not a fan.
Not happening.
All right,
Structure's not
here's
there.
my pizza rating. It's a post-apocalyptic world.
It's the year 3060.
The government food rations cart has just rolled into your encampment, and they're handing out the food blocks in their individual wrappers. It's your protein block to sustain you for the next week,
from Snowpiercer.
and you get handed the pizza flavored concentrated food block, and because you're hungry. And it's a post-apocalyptic world, you're excited to have the pizza-flavored one. And you take a bite, and it does its trick, and you're like, yeah, good. But 10 minutes later, you just sort of go, that wasn't even really pizza. It was just food. It was just food.
It was just a brick of nutrition.
Yeah, it was just food. It wasn't pizza at all. I wanted pizza. My cart's full.
Ooh.
So as I was saying, it isn't pizza at all. It's just a block of food.
It's just food.
Yep.
Got it. Ocean's 8 is not a film, it's music.
Kind of. It actually does work like a music video, if you think about it. Music videos
there you
follow
go.
this kind of format exactly.
Yeah.
It's all driven by music and cool editing, and then it's like, look at this cool person do all these cool things successfully. The end. That's how music videos are.
Music video.
Wow.
Took us a long time to get to that point, but
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah, it was a music video.
Boo. I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, that's it. This has been the Talkies. You can watch some more if you want.
Subscribe if you like us. And if you don't like us, tell us all about it in the comments.
Yeah,
Please do.
Yeah.
And until next time, I'm Kenny.
I'm D.
I'm Taylor.
And we'll see you at the Talkies. Hopefully at a better movie.
Let's talk about Hereditary again.
Yeah, Hereditary was